Good evening, all. Today in the session, let us discuss the topic agro-based industries. So, the industries which are going to based upon the raw material comes from the agricultural products. So, what are agro-based industries? Agro-based industries are those industries which depend on agricultural products as raw materials. Example, cotton textile industries use cotton as raw material and then process them to make dresses. So the textiles which are going to come from raw material known as cotton relates to the agricultural product. So that's why we are going to name this as agro-based industry. So first the cotton is extracted from the cotton plant and then it is deseeded and it is converted into yarn and it is converted into fiber and fiber is converted into yarn and yarn is extracted to a fabric. And from fabric we are going to get the woolen sweaters and some not only woolen we are going to get cotton garments. So agro-based industries that have agricultural produce as raw materials are known as agro-based industries. These are consumer-based industries. Cotton, jute, examples are cotton, jute, silk, woolen textiles, sugar and edible oil, etc. Industries are based on agricultural raw materials. Not only this cotton, jute, not only textile background, textile industries. For example, if we take for example sugar and edible oil, these are also from agricultural. These are also come from agricultural products. That is from sugarcane. Edible oil, which is going to extracted from the seeds like groundnuts, sunflower seeds, and sesame seeds. Most important agro-based industry in India are textile industry, sugar industry, vegetable oil industry, tea industry, coffee industry, and leather goods industry. All these products for all these industries, the raw materials are from agriculture. That's why we are going to consider these industries as agro-based industries. For example, you take textile. For textile industries, we are going to use the raw material as cotton. It is from cotton plant and also from silk from silkworms and wool from sheep. And similarly, jute, some these are going to extract it from the plants. And then sugar industry. We are going to get this sugar as product because these extracted from the sugar cane. The raw material for this industry use is sugar cane, which is from agricultural brand. Agriculture. And next, vegetable oil industry. The raw materials used here are groundnuts, sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, all these are going to use in the extraction of vegetable oil. And next coming to the tea industry. Here the raw material used are tea plants. Okay, from the tea plants we are going to extract the tea powder and similarly coffee. These are going to come from seeds, coffee plant seeds. And leather goods. These are going to come from animals. So which is related to agro-based only. Not only the animals, from some plants also we are going to extract the leather goods. Why these agro-based industries are important? It helps to increase agricultural prosperity and agricultural production. It supports the agricultural income. Since our country backbone is agriculture, in order to increase the agricultural prosperity and also the production, we are going to have this agro-based industry in order to increase the wealth of the agricultural products, agricultural outcomes, and also to support the agricultural income. It observes the surplus labor force in the rural area and also to solve the problem of unemployment and underemployment, which will lead to the decentralization of the process of production and thereby reducing the distribution of wealth over, over the globe. What is the role and importance of agro industries? First one is stabilize the process and make agriculture more beneficial, to extend shelf life of commodities, overcome the seasonality and perishability constraints. And next one is to create the employment opportunities, that is regarding production, processing, and marketing stage. In all these cases, we need labor force. And then strengthening industrial and agricultural linkages. Increase the value of crops of poor farmers and thus yield higher returns. It also expands the marketing opportunities and also enhance the food security. So because of all these cases, we need agro industries. Once you have a look on this slide and also this, and moving on to the next slide, we are going to have the agro industry process. So outcomes of plant or an animal origin by transformation and preservation through changing physical and chemical characteristics and packaging. It has tremendous contribution to economic development. So first one in this process, it is going to transform the raw material into finished products for consumption. That is the first step. For example, from the cotton plant, the cotton is converted into fiber or thread. Then it constitutes, second step, it constitutes a significant proportion of the developing countries' production and exports. It develops food system that provides the nutrients which are critical for well-being of the expanding population. With the help of this agro-industry, one can able to transform the raw material into finished products for consumption, and also similarly it can able to enhance the country's economy by exports, foreign exports, and also develop the food system. If you are going to consume the fresh food, if you are going to consume the vegetables and fruits which are going to available in our nearly crops, then somehow we can able to get the fresh food items. So that we can able to, which are going to play an important role in the well-being of expanding population. So it can able to enhance the people's health issues by consuming fresh food items. So this is an example of a process of agro-based industry. Here I have taken the paper as a product. So from where the paper is going to come, so it is going to extract it from the plant. Okay. So the raw material which we are going to use here is wood. So the wood is used as a raw material here, and the wood is undergone pulping and also bleaching. So the wood is converted into pulp and it is undergone some bleaching. Bleaching is nothing but the color of wood is converted into some a plain color, and then that is going to dry. and after drying, it is coated paper production. After the drying, what happens? It is converted into a paper material, and then it is going to pack. So in the process of this pulping, bleaching, drying, and coating of paper production, here we are going to use the water, and then it is going to pack. After packing of this paper, it is distributed, and finally it is transported to the outer world with the use of handout, and it is released into the market. So this is one of the process which we are going to use in the paper production. Okay, let me tell some of the advantages and constraints which are related to agro-based industries. Coming to advantages, agro-based industries are comparatively easy to establish and provide income in the rural areas with less investment. So it is easy to establish because it is going to require less capital, and also it can able to increase the employ. With the help of this industries, we can able to increase the or we can able to provide the employment opportunities in the rural areas, so that we can able to uplift the people in the rural areas by providing some income. These industries facilitate effective and efficient utilization of agricultural raw materials. Agro-based industries transmit an industrial culture in rural areas, thus bringing about modernization and innovation in agriculture itself. Some of the agro-based industries like processed food and food preparations have tremendous export potential. Agro-based industries can be set up on cooperative basis, ensuring participation of the people in the development process. So, so these are going to play an important role in the export of the country regarding global market, and also they are going to play a vital role in the global market. That is, many things are going to exported to foreign countries regarding processed food and also food preparations, and these are also play an important role in bringing out modernization and innovation in the agriculture. Then coming to the constraints of agro-based industries. The concern for backward area development overshadowed the efficiency consideration, and we evolved policies for agricultural dispersal, which created sick units. Industrial location policy has to keep this dynamic in view. The absence of information, lack of awareness about opportunities, and limited knowledge about technology and production systems is a major entry barrier for rural entrepreneurs. So generally, the entrepreneurs who have the rural background may lack some information regarding the opportunities, and also knowledge about the technology, and also some production stuff. So this will act as a barrier for rural entrepreneurs. All branches. Next. The productivity of the rural labor is conditioned by the rural culture, The available skills and training and capital intensity of the projects. Under the prevailing conditions, the productivity of rural labor is low, and marginally lower wage rates in rural areas do not compensate for this low productivity. Under the circumstances, the subsidies and incentives on capital investment have promoted capital intensity even in agro industry and has had a detrimental impact on labor intensive manufacturing. It is a, so it is the organizational institutional mechanism that translates policies and programs into reality. Unfortunately, the rural entrepreneur is left without support systems of any significance. And coming to the next point, the investment in agricultural sector was aimed primarily towards providing wage goods for the urban industrial sector. Rural employment generation strategy should have taken cognizance of the agro-industrial linkages and paid greater attention to dynamic efficiency in the rural sector. But the policies towards the village and small industries neglected promotion of such industries in rural areas by denying dynamic comparative advantage in the rural sector. The policy bias against wage employment was further attenuated by the insistence on promoting self-employment in all development programs. No positive effort was made to evolve the rural elite, those who possess capital and human resources to catalyze the developmental process. So all the branches of agro-based industry are very important because they increase industrial products, provide employment, earn foreign exchange, increase income level, and also provide employment to women and development and provide base for development for backward areas. So here, once you look on to the slides once again, so we'll give an example regarding this agro bill. Sir Parker and barrage area of Sindh to be better economically and socially. It's concluded that the scope of agro-based industry is too high because of the fact that our country depends on agriculture. All branches of agro-based industries are very important because they increase industrial products, provide employment, earn foreign exchange, increase income level, and also provide employment to women and provide base for development for backward areas. At the same time, reduces pressure of population and the migration, distributes the wealth properly and can be established with a small capital. For this little imported inputs are required and no foreign investments or sophisticated technology is needed. So the establishment of this agro-based industries is somewhat easy and also simple because we are going to get the raw material from our nearby places or through our local areas. And it is easy to get the raw material and also it is easy to gather the labor in the who are going to avail in the particular local. And also it is somewhat simple in method because it doesn't need that sophisticated technology in the process of manufacturing the product from which relates to the agro-based industry. This I'm going to stop my session. In the next session, we'll meet with another type of industry. Thank you, one and all.